Hello, students. Good day, all of you. I am Ravindra. I am the developer of the system called Ekalavya University. This is the outcome of my 15 years of research and development. Majority of students, the dream, the dream of majority of students in the world is to become a software engineer. A computer programmer means a software engineer. And many people who are working in other industries also have the dream to become a computer programmer. Actually, in order to become a computer programmer, you have to join the corresponding courses and pass the relevant exams and all that. I have developed a generic system which provides a platform, environment, guidance, and support to the entire world to enable them to realize their dreams. That means this provides a common platform, environment, guidance, and support to all those people who want to become software engineers and to realize that dream. The details about the system I have explained in the other lectures of this series, and you can watch those lectures. The basic objective of this lecture is to introduce the basics of the program, basics of the computer, as well as programming. Who wants to become computer programmer should have these should have the knowledge of these basic concepts. It's a must, it's an essential prerequisite. That's why what is computer, what is programming, why we should learn programming, what is its role, you can understand. You should have a pragmatic understanding over these concepts. So now I will introduce some basic concepts of the programming. Here, if you want to become a computer programmer, you must learn one or more programming languages such as C, C++, Java, C Sharp, etc. Now, why should we learn programming languages? Actually, now we interact with other person. How we interact? Through a language. Through a language, you can interact. You interact with others with a language, let us say English. And if other person knows English, that means a common medium is required between two persons for the sake of interaction. Here, as far as computers are concerned, computers cannot understand human languages such as English, Hindi, Telugu, etc. and all that. Computers can understand only computer languages such as C, C++, and all that. That's why, in order to interact with the computer, we must learn programming languages such as C, C++. That's why we are learning. Okay. Now, simply learning language also, you won't become a programmer. There are other requisites. So that I will explain it later. These are called C, C++, Java. All these are programming language, computer programming languages. So now, before starting my lecture, to explain one basic term, that is program. Programme, program. This word very frequently we use in day-to-day life. Very frequently, everybody uses literate or illiterate use this word very frequently in our life. Why? Because we implement several programs every day. What is a program? A program is a set of activities. Every program is a set of activities. Every day we implement several programs. For example, you go to for taking breakfast. This is a program. You go to the supermarket to purchase monthly provisions. That is a program. You go to your college for your studies. That is another program. If you analyze, all these are a set of activities. Now, let us take an example to understand this concept of program. You have attended this class. I am telling it is a program. You implemented a program. In order to implement this program, what you did? You dressed up and got ready, went to parking and started your vehicle, drove the vehicle up to this building, again parked your vehicle and came to the lift, took the lift, came to the sixth floor, came to this classroom and settled in your seat. So, in order to implement the program of attending class, what you did? 10 activities in a sequential order you perform. So, can we define? Every program is a set of activities. You analyze anything you take, any program you take, if you analyze, you can find a series of steps. Series of steps. Now, you can find, you will use a similar word with the almost the same pronunciation and with a change. program program. With the reference to computer, we use the word program. Program. So, for the sake of differentiation, what we do? We can call this one as human program. We can call this as a computer. Why? They have given the same name almost. They can give some other name. That may be your doubt. Actually, for your information, in the origin, this word was there. This was not there. Subsequently, with reference to computer, this word was created. Now, why word they have to give? What is the closeness? What is the nexus? What is the relation between these two words? Both are similar. This is a human program. This is a computer program. What is our relation with the computer? Computer is our assistant or servant. We instruct computer in its language. So, what computer is doing? Computer is doing only. Understand? Suppose in the world no computer is there, all those jobs would have performed on our own. So, some job that too relating to computation, computational job, we are interested in computer. Computers are not there, we would have done our own. So, our jobs we are interested to the computer. That's why the basic nature of the job never be changed. You understand? Suppose you have a task, you have to perform on your own. That task, suppose you have to get a ticket, a train ticket reserved. Then you must do that. But instead of that, you entrusted to your friend or assistant. Then the nature of the job never be changed. Instead of you, your friend is doing or your assistant is doing, but the nature of the job never be changed. Here, computers are not there in the world, would have done this. Now computers are there and that too computational, relational interesting to the computer. That's why the basic nature of the job never be changed. Instead of you, your computer is doing that job. Understand? That's why same name they have used. Both are similar. Now, let us understand the word computer program. Computer program is a set of instructions I think you understood. Here, computer is our assistant or our servant. What you do with our servant or assistant? We instruct, we instruct, and our assistant will perform. Understand? That's why this one, you yourself will perform. You attended this classroom, this class. For this purpose, 10 activities you performed sequentially. You yourself performed 10 activities. Then you implemented a program of attending class. Now, computer program. Computer program, a set of instructions he give you. Then computer is your assistant, it will perform on your behalf. Understand? Now, let us understand this much deeper, because this is a very core concept. And at the same time, if you understand this, the relation between the human program and computer program, one great advantage is there, because all the programming concepts, computer programming concepts, we can understand from a real life angle. Real life angle. Then you never feel it as a technology. You can easily understand from a known domain, known concept, through a known concept, you can understand unknown concept, and you can remember it well, and you can write exams well. Lot of stuff is there with you. In interviews, you can explain it as your own experience. Understand? Many advantages are there. That's why here I want to establish the close relation between the human program and the computer program. Understand? So now let us take an example. You called your assistant and gave him a check for encashment. One instruction. Actually, being a human, if you don't speak also, you may understand. If you give the check, if it is a regular practice and all that, you can understand to which bank he has to go, which branch he has to go, which counter he has to go, how much money he has to draw, all that he knows. So, by your behavior, your assistant can understand what is the task of the program. So, what is the task of the program? Withdrawing, withdrawing cash from a bank. Now, we have given an instruction orally or by behavior. How he implements? That is the question. Now, you take the check, go to the bank, go to the counter, give the check, collect cash, count it, keep it safe, come to me, give the amount. Now, he have given only one instruction, by orally or by your behavior. Then that is a program. How your assistant implemented it. In order to implement that program, your assistant performed 9 steps sequentially. Take the check, go to the bank, go to the counter, give the check, collect cash, count it, keep it safe, come to me, give it, give the amount. In this way, 9 steps. This is called algorithm. Algorithm means what you can understand, the steps involved in the implementation of a program, that is called algorithm. Okay, now let us come to a computer program. Let us take a simple task, a computational task, that is preparation and printing of marks report. Marks report. This is a simple task you have entered to the computer. Then let us analyze the algorithm. Start program, reading marks, finding total marks, finding average, average marks, writing a report, writing marks report, stop program. Now, if you write the algorithm, there are 6 steps: start program and stop program. Actually, a program is like a machine. It is like your neighboring flour mill. Then, whenever you give the grain, you start the machine. After process, then you stop the machine. So you just treat it. Every program is like a mission. It should be started whenever a task is there. Then after task is performed, then it should be stopped. So for every program, you can find starting program and stopping program. Understand? This is a common step. Thereafter, reading marks. Reading marks means you enter data. You enter your marks from keyboard. Then computer takes it and stores in the computer memory. That process is called reading. Now your marks are like this: 45, 56, 67, 78, 89. These are your marks. You entered marks through keyboard. Keyboard is a input device and it takes your marks, and those marks are stored in the computer memory. Okay. Now that process is called reading. And the complementary word is there, writing. Writing the report on the monitor screen. Monitor is the output device. So whatever results we achieve, those should be displayed on the monitor screen. That is called writing. So in every program, you can find these 2 complementary steps, like starting program and stopping program, reading mark, reading input data, and writing output data. In this case, reading marks and writing marks report. So whenever we use word reading and writing, you understand. Okay. Thereafter, part of the report, what you are expecting your total marks. Total marks. It should be found out. Like in mathematics, here we write a formula. Total mark is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus P5. Like in mathematics, you write a formula. Then total marks are calculated and stored in the memory. Next, finding average. Same mathematical formula. Average mark is equal to total mark by 5. Then you can find out average mark. So all the data, whatever you require for preparing a marks report, are available now. Then you write a marks report in a formal manner, how you expect and all that you write. That is writing marks report. Thereafter, stop program. This is the algorithm of this program. See, we compare both. Both are alike only. Both are alike only. That's why, from the human programming angle, let us study computer program. Then you need not by heart. When you by heart, this type of 3, 4 books you have to study. And there is no room for by hearting in programming. Every concept you must understand and implement then and there. Then you can own it. You never forget. This is the much easier angle. Through real life programming, if you study computer program, you remember it very well, you can own it very well, you can explain it to somebody very easily, and you write exams. There will be a lot of stuff for you, to you to write exams and all that. After this discussion, let us see the formal definition of a computer program. Formal definition of a computer program. Here, now there are 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every computer program is a set of instructions. A computer program is a set of instructions which acts upon set of data. The set of instructions acts upon a set of data. What for? In order to achieve a predefined task, predefined task, and which is executed on a computer. Now, with the reference to this example, let us consider there are all the four steps in the definition. Every computer program is a set of instructions. Here, how many instructions are there? There are 6 instructions, which acts upon the set of data. Here, what is the data? This is the data. This is the input data. All these instructions are directly or indirectly acting upon the data. Upon the data. What for? To achieve the predefined task. To achieve the predefined task. Predefined, not an accidental task. With reference to this task only, you develop this algorithm. So, in order to achieve the predefined task and which is executed on a computer. So, in this way, you can remember things. Definitions means most students feel that it should be a complex sentence, it should be by hearted and reproducible. There is no room for by hearting here. Every concept you have to understand in this manner with reference to an example. For everything you make it as a habit. For everything you take a example, and with reference to that example, you explain. You will have lot of stuff. Suppose if you have to write exam, computer definition, if it is by heart stuff, only 2 lines you can write. Now, as I explained and all that, you can remember and reproduce in the exam. Now, comfortably, 1 page explanation you can write, and the evaluator is cornered. Cornered means you should give the maximum mark. There is no other go for him. Understand? So that's why always this is the way, because not only teaching, you must learn the technique of digesting. A mother, illustratively, a mother prepares a nutritious food for the child. If the child does not eat, the child does not digest, what is the use? Here, whatever concept or system I develop, it is meant for you. You must digest. Every time I have to take into consideration of your problem and find out the solution. This is the delicious and nutritious food for your brain. You digest it, learn the technique, and how to reproduce, how to communicate from the beginning. You must understand. Without communication, there is no use. Understand? Illustratively, it is like tank full of water without tap. What is the use? So, whatever concept you know, you feel that you know, you must be in a position to explain it uh, in this manner, in a logical order. That always you remember. That's why I have given this definition as a part of the basics. Understand? Now, in this context, I have to tell you something. Actually, many people feel that computers are omnipotent. They can perform anything. That is a wrong notion. You must remember that computer is a brainless machine. It is an electronic machine. It can perform computations only. It cannot eat food. It cannot run like you. It cannot think like you. Understand? Computers are brainless machines. Understand? So, but you in films and all that you see robots and all that. These robots and all by themselves they don't have any brain. We are we are incorporating embedding our intelligence in the form of program into a robo. Robo is a computer. In that we are incorporating, we are putting a program, understand, to do something. So that is called artificial intelligence. Artificial, our intelligence, part of our intelligence by way of programs we are incorporating in a computer. It's called robo. So robo by as you see in films and all that, robo by itself cannot have any intelligence on its own. Understand? So computers are brainless. So they they never correct your mistake. If you commit any mistake, computer never corrects it. Your assistant may correct it. Suppose instead of telling ING Vaisya Bank, you may tell Karur Vaisya Bank. But seeing the check, he can understand. Boss told wrongly. I have to go to Karur Vaisya Bank. Understand? But your assistant may correct your mistake. But computer never correct your mistake. If you give a wrong instruction, then computer may fail to implement it. Otherwise, it may give wrong result. But it never commit, you will never rectify your mistake. Understand? But why we are using a computer? Suppose a computer works millions of times faster than the human being. Suppose 15 into 19. If I ask, you may take a few seconds time, 4 5 seconds you may take, and you may give a wrong result. But computer never commits a mistake. Understand? And it performs it within microsecond. Microsecond means 1/million, millionth second, that much faster. An ordinary computer, if you take, it works millions of times faster than the human being. That is the basic reason. Speed, speed. The second one. The first reason why the entire world is depending on computer means the first reason is speed. Second one is it does not require any rest. Actually, being a human being, you work in the office for 8 to 10 hours. Out of that, at least 3 4 hours you take rest, directly or indirectly. So, maximum 25% of the day you can continuously work. But computer never tires. Then 24 hours into 365 days into n number of years it can work. N number of years it can work. Never tires. That is the second reason. Third one is every human. We have always one excuse. Being a human, every time we have right to commit error, and thereafter we rectify that. Error is human, but computer never commits an error provided your instruction is correct. Many times you see that computer mistake. Computer never commits a mistake. If your instruction is not correct, your instruction is not complete, your instruction is vague, then only computer commits a mistake. Your instruction is 100% correct, computer never commits mistake. So always you must give meticulous instructions, and there should not be any scope of confusion in your instruction. Then computer never commits a mistake. Because of these strengths, we are the entire world is depending on the computer. Understand? After this discussion, you may have another common doubt. We know many human languages like English, Hindi, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, etc. And there are many computer languages like C, C++, Java, C Sharp, etc. And all that. Both are alike or different. Definitely, both are different. Human languages related to a region. Suppose English, for example, English is an international language. Hindi in India, Hindi is a national language. Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, Bengali are regional languages. But C, C++, Java, C Sharp, and all that are not like that. C is the basic language, a general purpose basic language. Understand? And this is C. This was developed in 1972. C++ plus plus means one step further. Plus one. C plus plus is one step further to C. Is extension of C. Understand? And next Java. Java is was developed based on C++. This is of 1983. This is of 1995. Based on C++ only, Java is developed as an advanced language. Next, C sharp. This was developed in 2000. So, these are advanced languages. These are not like English, Hindi, and all that. C++ is advanced to C. C is perfectly function-oriented programming language, a pure function-oriented programming language. And C++ is a hybrid language, POP and WOOP, object-oriented programming language. This is again pure WOOP language, object-oriented programming, and this is also pure object-oriented programming language. Some advanced features which are not available provided by the Java, if they are available in C sharp. Understand? These are the models. On which model? These are called paradigms. So C is based on POP, function-oriented paradigm, and C++ is a hybrid language, partly on POP and partly on WOOP. And if you come to Java, it is purely 100% pure object-oriented programming language. That is a different paradigm. And C sharp also based on WOOP paradigm. Understand? Here, if you have to learn about paradigm, POP and WOOP, you see other two lectures. I have given two more lectures. That is, one is on POP, function-oriented programming paradigm, and second one is WOOP, object-oriented programming paradigm. It is not possible to explain briefly because a lot of depth you have to go, then only you can understand that. So this is the thing. One language is advanced over the other language. So regional languages are different, human languages are different, and the computer languages are different. But one thing, both are media only. Human language are human to human. Is the these are the media, and computer language human to computer. It is a media. That point you have to understand. And next, one more very important point is there. If I master any programming language, can I become a programmer? Or can I get a career as a computer programmer? Actually, in order to find correct answer, pragmatic answer, we have to understand program development process thoroughly. Because for something, we cannot give precise answers. If I give precise answer, it may be misleading. That's why, if you understand one core concept, programming development process, then you can understand what is the role of language, computer language, in becoming a computer programmer. So, now what we discuss, program or project development process. This concept you have to understand. In program development process, there are 5 steps, 3, 4, 5. The first one is understanding problem. Second one is analysis. Third one is developing algorithm. Fourth one is writing program. Fifth one is typing and testing. There are 5 steps involved in program or project development process. So Just I will briefly explain. Now, tomorrow, after getting some qualification and experience, you start your practice as a software developer. Then you have one problem. What is the problem? For example, if you are a dentist, only dental patients come to you. If you are a cardiologist, only heart patients come to you. If you are a software programmer, any type of businessman may come to you to get his program developed by you. He may run a hotel, he may run a college, he may run a industry, he may run a transport business, he may be a chartered accountant, I may be a stockbroker, he may be a doctor also. Understand? Any type of person may come to you. So, what is the initial? What is the prerequisite? He must understand his domain. That is called problem domain. A hotel owner comes to you and all that. You have to understand his entire business, how he runs the business. Okay, you go to hotel simply for taking tiffin, but you never know how a hotel is run. You may be a software programmer. Because of software programmer, you may not understand that. How extent you have to understand what knowledge the hotel owner is having. That much knowledge you should have. You should step into the shoes of the hotel owner. This is obligation. Understand? So that much knowledge you get. How much time you get? You get hardly few weeks or months. You never get years long time. So you must have common sense. I never call it intelligence also. Common sense. If you have, you can understand. You have to understand every element in his business meticulously. Then only he can develop correct program. Correct program. Otherwise, it may have flaws. Actual business is run in one way. You understood in different way. Understand? So that is understanding problem. This is a really challenging task. This is like understanding question. Without understanding question, how can you write answer? Understand? Thereafter, one more is there. Solution. Actually, what your client is expecting, what that hotel owner is expecting, what type of reports he is expecting, that also you have to understand. This is like source, this is like a destination. This is the problem domain, this is the solution domain. Then, by putting so many questions, by then you have to extract answers. Ultimately, you have to understand the business. That is called business intelligence. It's a very these people are having, they play a very big role in companies. Actually, they have to go to client and understand his language, understand his requirements, and understand his domain fully, and digest and make it as their own, and explain to the people who are actually developing the program. Huh? This is called business intelligence. Understand? This is the real challenging job. Then thereafter, okay, you understood problem, you understood solution. Thereafter, now you have to find out solution, bridging problem domain and solution domain. Then what you do? You apply your brain. You understood the problem. This is like a source, solution. This is like a destination. How to achieve the solution? Then you apply your brain. Out of that thinking process, one piece of idea gets. Whenever you have a personal problem also, just you think how I can overcome this problem, how I can come out of this problem. If you think and all that, then one idea you get, you see that. So the outcome of analysis, that is thinking process, is called analysis. The outcome of the analysis is a piece of idea. A piece of idea. It is quite abstract. Here, 100% clarity is required because we have to instruct to the computer meticulously. If any flaw is there, any ambiguity is there in our instruction, computer comes mistake, or it may give wrong result, or it may not function. Okay, now then what you have to do? This piece of idea, you dissect it like this. Then stepwise dissection. Already I showed you the algorithm. Like that, a set of activities you have to dissect. That is the algorithm. Then clarity will come. Any loopholes are there in this, then you can find out. This is called set of instructions. This you write in human language only. Human language only. Thereafter, computer, now you have to instruct the computer, but your computer cannot understand human language. That's why if you learn a language like C, C++ and all, you translate or transform these steps into in computer language instructions. Computer has to perform or implement all these instructions. Then your task is performed. So you have to translate each and every instruction step in the algorithm into one or more in programming language instructions and give it to the computer in the form of a program. You have to bundle it as one unit and give it. That is called program. What we studied already. What is a program? A program is set of instructions, a bundle of instructions. Then you have to provide it to the computer. So for this purpose, you have to write a program. A program is a set of instructions, computer language instructions, which are to be given to the computer. Okay. Thereafter, you type it on the computer and test it, and you prepare a test report. All the probable inputs, you prepare a list and a test report you prepare, and all the inputs you give and test the outputs, and everything is correct and all that. Then you can realize, then you are relieved from your responsibility. Okay, this is the thing. This is briefly program development process. Now you see where language enters, where computer enters. You see here understanding problem. This is a totally a human element. Computer has no role. Computer language has no role. Okay. Thereafter analysis. After understanding problem domain and solution domain, you analyze that. This is a mental process. Computer has no role. Computer language has no role. Now developing algorithm. This one you dissect into steps in the human language. Here also computer has no role and computer language has no role. Understand? Now computer language enters. Computer computer has no role in writing program, but computer language has a role, and you transform the algorithm into a set of instructions, computer language instructions, then writing program. Now computer has role, computer program has a role. Then here now computer language enters, and computer language play a role here. This is the reality. This you have to understand. So simply learning programming language, you never become a programmer. This is the thing. All these steps. No computer language explains that. What should you do? Through my system, what I am doing, from the day one, whatever language oriented elements you learn, immediately I give you a small project. Small project. It need not be a big and all that. Preparing your marks report is a small project. Preparing a hotel cash bill. It is a small project. Preparing a calendar. You give input after month and after year. Monthly calendar is printed. It is a project. Like that, while learning elements only, I introduce several domains to you, several programming domains, then you develop everything. Parallelly, while learning language only, you learn everything. So, no human being can explain you all the projects. Now, if I introduce 10 projects to you, 10 domains to you, 11th domain, you think in your own angle. It is like writing poetry. Actually, if you want to become a poet or a lyricist, I cannot make. I can show you. I can explain to you what is the language, what are the intricacies in that, what is the grammar, and how different people wrote poetry. What is the beauty in that? All that I can explain. By studying all that, you start writing your own poetry. One day you write great poetry. Here also same. I will teach you language. I can provide you complete environment. I introduce to you several domains and I introduce several intricacies, twists in that and smartness in that, all good programming practice, all that I will explain through my system. But you must understand one thing, a programmer by himself or by herself become a programmer. Understand, Eklavya system is the right system for that. Self-made programmers. My job is to provide you complete environment right at your home. So you understand, language enters here. Along with the language, you have to understand all these things. Then only you become a computer programmer. You can enjoy it here in this area. You can enjoy it right at your home. Everything is available. Then all your leisure time you transform as your study time. Then in few months, just if you are able to spend 5 hours a day, 5 hours a day, just to sit for 150 days, 5 months, then you can master three languages, C, C++, core Java, and you get international certification OCJP. It ensures a career. Understand? So, in some other lecture, I have given a detailed picture about that, and and uh, and you must understand POP and OOP also, paradigm. Then you can form the complete picture. Now, I want to introduce the program development process in a different angle. Now, in program development, it may be human program or computer program. There are mainly two phases. This is program development. In this, first phase is design. Second phase is implementation. Now, this is equally applicable for human programs as well as computer programs. First, let us consider a human program. Right now, you got an idea. For example, you want to go for a 15 days holiday trip. 15 days holiday trip is a big program. Then, first, what to do? Now only you got the idea. Thereafter, you make a lot of mental work. Lot of mental work. The mental work means which places we have to visit, where we stay, how to travel, who will accompany us, how much is the budget, what are the services or equipment we require, and what are the provisions we have to uh, create or organize. So, all the lot of mental work you do. After mental work is over, you start your physical work. Once mental work is over, then you start your physical work and you start reserving tickets to different places and you reserve hotels and you purchase different items, all that you do that. So first mental work, second physical work. Any job you take any job you take, first you do some mental work. Thereafter mental work is there complete, you start the physical work. In a computer programming process, this mental work is called design and physical work is called implementation. Implementation. Actually, in computer programming, for design purpose, only two paradigms are there. As I explained to you earlier, the first one is FOP, function oriented programming paradigm, a model. Second one is OOP, object oriented programming. Function oriented programming model is this top down modular approach. Top level, only one task is there. Then you dissect, clarity will come. So this is the function oriented programming approach, and this is WOOP, object oriented approach. This is top down approach. This is bottom up approach. Now you see, like this, like this, like this, like this, they construct from bottom to top. They go. This is bottom up approach. So in the next two lectures, because the precisely I cannot explain this, just a brief idea. This is a top down, from top to bottom it comes, the bottom to top it goes. So that much only I can tell. So regarding these two paradigms, you should learn a lot in designing. Actually, in real life also you can apply the same. So next two lectures I have given, one on FOP and other one is on WOOP. If you are interested, then you can study them. So that is the design. Thereafter, implementation. Implementation also, for the sake of implementation, only three models, three techniques are developed for implementation. The first one is sequential approach. Second one is selection approach. The third one is iteration approach. In real life or programming, the same three approaches we follow to perform any job. That means we may adopt either one or more techniques, approaches in performing a job. Understand? Already I told you, human programming and computer programming are alike. Our jobs only we are interested into the computer. That's why the implementation methods also alike. But in real life, we don't name them just like that we do. But in programming, we name them. For every model we identify, we give a caption in order to identify that. Here, first from a real life angle, we see sequential approach. Sequential approach is a default approach. Many times we follow that. Suppose if we have to read this book, how you read? Sequentially. Page 1, you open, and line by line, you read. First line, second line, third line, fourth line, and all that. After reading the first page, you go to second page, then you go to third page, then you go to fourth page, then you go to fifth page. Like that, sequentially we perform many jobs. Understand? That is sequential approach. But sequential approach is not suitable for all the things. It may be possible, but it is very difficult. It wastes a lot of time. So it is not a smart approach. That's why you apply selection approach in some other cases. Suppose, let us take it as a telephone directory. Telephone directory, then you have to find the telephone number of Ramesh KR. Ramesh KR. Then two approaches are there with you. First approach is sequential. Then page wise, all the names you see. Then before Ramesh, at least 50,000 names you have to study, that you have to check. Then you may come to Ramesh KR. Because Ramesh is almost 20th letter. So then that many letter unnecessarily you have to check. Understand? That is all waste of effort. So sequential approach, I never say it is impossible, but you have to waste lot of time, then lot of energy. Then what you do? Then Ramesh, you open it like this, about around 60%. Then suppose as soon as you open, you got top index, you see, you got pan. Then what you do? This is the condition. What is the condition? Now Ramesh, RAM is the condition. Top index should be RAM is required. This is the condition. But you opened, then you got pan. You got pan, so condition is false. That's why what you do, you go towards right, right. As soon as you open RAB, you got. Again, you go to right. Then again you open one page randomly, you got SAT. Then you go to left. Ultimately, after 4 or 5 efforts, you got RAM. RAM. So there are many Ramesh. There are many Ramesh. Then what to do? So you came to appropriate page. Then sequentially set Ramesh KR with some clue in which area is there and all that. With some other clue, we find out Ramesh KR phone number. Am I right? This is actually, if we have to go in a sequential order, minimum 50,000 names you have to check. Okay. Now, in this approach, maximum 10 to 15, maximum 10 to 15 names or efforts you made, then you could achieve the task. So, here RAM is the condition. Top index should be RAM. So, anywhere, if you find a condition, it may be true or false. If it is true, you behave in one fashion. If it is true, you behave in one fashion. If it is false, you behave in another fashion. That only you did. Now, RAM you wanted, but you got fab, fab. Then you behave in one fashion. Suppose it is true. It is true. You are searching the names in the sequential order. So, in order to find out the particular telephone number or Ramesh KR's telephone number, which approaches he follow? Selection approach first, thereafter sequential approach. Ultimately, you're getting it. So, what you can understand in selection approach, always one condition is there. Condition is true, you behave in one fashion. Condition is false, you behave in another fashion. Selection. Suppose this is another example I give you. Working day. Working day. Working day is the condition. Working day, there are two ways. It may be yes or no. If it is true, means it is a working day. If it is false, means it is a holiday. If it is working day, this is your program. A set of activities you perform. If it is false, you perform another set of activities. On working day and holiday, your programs are entirely different. So that is called selection. Selection. It is also called branching. Branching means in a sequential approach, only one is there. Here, one condition is there, and like these branches are created. Okay, so sequential approach. Thereafter, iteration. In iteration also, uh, condition is there. Condition is there. First, I explain that. Iteration means, in some cases, the selection or sequential or selection approaches are not suitable. Iterative approach is required. First, what is the iterative approach? I will explain to you. Suppose you have to pour 10 liters of milk in a vessel. You have 1 liter vessel with you, 1 liter mug with you. What to do? 10 liters of milk you have to pour here, but you have 1 liter mug. Then you iterate the same action. Same action, how many times you perform? You perform it for 10 times. 10 times. This is iteration. Understand? Repeating the same action. So that is iterative approach. This is other case is there. In this case, beforehand, you know how many iterations are required? 10 iterations are required. Another case I tell you, you have to by heart a poem. In order to learn by heart a poem, what you do? You recite it. How many times? You do not know. You do not know until you memorize the poem. You by heart, you recite it. You recite it. you recite it, you recite it. At one point of time, you get the confidence. I can memorize. Then you stop it. This this n differs from person to person. So, in iterative approach, in some cases, we know beforehand how many iterations are required, how many iterations are required. In other cases, we do not know. Until achieve the task, we never know how many iterations are required. So, these are the three approaches. The three approaches, only three approaches. All the languages, C, C++, Java, C Sharp, and all that, all implementation he done these three in through the three approaches only. One or two or three together he may use. So this is the way. For designing purpose, only two models are there, two paradigms are there. One is FOP, function oriented programming. Second one is WOOP, object oriented programming. And for implementation sake, sequential approach, selection approach, and iteration approach. It is also called loop. For this purpose, every language provides some control structures, sequential control structures, selection control structures, and iteration control structures. By that way, we implement things. So, by this, what you can understand, real life programming and computer programming are alike. But in real life programming, we never understand or analyze the things like this. But in computer program, we have to analyze things. Every activity you have to understand by earmarking it a label. This is function oriented programming model. In this is object oriented programming model. This is a sequential approach. This is selection approach. Like that, we give names. In real life, we don't give. That is the only difference. So, understand everything from real life. So, there is no end for these basics. Initially, in order to enlighten you regarding on these basic concepts and all that, I have introduced this topic. And the FOP and WOOP, you can understand in the next two lectures. Here, my humble request to you, your feedback on these lectures, not only these, other lectures also, are invaluable to me because it helps me to improve my lectures. And any loopholes are there, I can plug it. And if there is any scope of improvement, if you suggest, definitely I can implement. So my basic objective is educate whoever are interested in the world to become programmers, to provide everything to them right at your at their home. Understand? In this great objective, your contribution is very much required, and I am expecting a feedback to me will help me a lot. And and if you have any doubts also, you can ask. And in my forthcoming lectures, I can answer all of them. Thank you. All the best.